Okay, so once you have your entire background done, you've painted your antlers or horns and you've painted your skull, it's time to move on to the background and your smaller details if you have them. So we're going to start with the small details today. And what I want to point out is that I've already gone ahead in and added some color in using Crayola fine point markers, which we have in the classroom for you to use. So before I did that, I spent time going through the markers and thinking about my color palette or my color scheme. So you have a slide in the Google slide presentation to look at, but you were asked to really analyze the colors and then go through the box and pick out colors that seemed appropriate to a desert kind of themed painting. So I did that, and now I'm ready to move on. So I outlined with teal just bits and pieces of these kind of like little leaves that are sticking out. So the reason I'm pointing this out is I have not colored the entire thing in. There's no point in coloring the whole thing in with the marker because the water is going to help spread the color into the sections that we want that to happen. So make sure you have clean water, maybe a paper towel, which is always good, and a tiny brush if you are working in a tiny area. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this. Is this same exact concept that we used in the other parts of the composition. I would like to remind you that you should not use marker on top of anything that's wet. So please make sure that if you want to add more marker or add more color, that you let the area dry before going back into it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you starting with these. I might zoom in a little bit closer for you. So you can see that I don't have the whole area colored in, and that's the way it should be, okay? So just like before, we're gonna use our paintbrush and the water to pull the color into other areas. Now, remember that you can rinse your brush out to remove some of the color if you want, and then just use clean water to spread some of the color out. So I'm rinsing my brush out because I want to lighten that color up a little bit. So I'm just going to continue this process. I'll speed up the video. You can take a look at what it looks like when some of the details are done. Okay, so I've gone ahead and painted all of that in for now. I'm gonna let it dry, and then at any point, if I want to build up some of the color or bring out some more of the details, I can always go back in with a marker and a wet brush if I want to. But now you know how to start on the small details, and then we're gonna be using the same process to do the background a little bit later.